I saw this article in Maclean's magazine about the collapse of parenting. I don't know if it was Maclean's. I did see it on Twitter, and it was from Leonard Sax. So this is the book, The Collapse of Parenting. And it was an interesting theory, I thought. He starts the article like this. Not long ago, he's at a restaurant. He overhears a father say to his daughter, "Honey, could you please do me a favor? Could you please just try one bite of your green peas?" So a lot of people hear that and they think, oh, that's very polite. That's a nice way of asking your child to eat. He says no. This is actually a problem. Parents have divested their power to their children. And I wanted to chat a little bit about what you guys think of that.
Well, we've handed the reins to the master negotiators, you know, seriously. And when I see mothers at Starbucks negotiating with their children over a muffin and a hot chocolate, you know, it's like, when did this start? My number one, when I was younger, we'd never get taken for a $5 coffee or a latte or anything like that. But the whole thing, it is absolutely true. We put these children in the lane of being absolutely extraordinary for everything they do and not accountable. Like, there's so much to be said for discipline and routine and being slightly scared of your parents.
A little bit of fear is not a bad thing.
I think it's a good thing.
The points that he makes, you know, when you say this whole idea of putting the power in the hands of the children, is that it's actually quite detrimental for a child to feel like they are running the house. And I think what's happening in so many situations, you know, when you're negotiating with a 3-year-old, hey, do you want to take your bath? That's not negotiable. No, There's certain things on the list that aren't negotiable. In my house, the meals are not negotiable. Bath time's not negotiable. Homework's not negotiable. Putting your bag away, hanging your coat up, bringing your lunchbox in, putting your stuff in the sink. These are the things that have been sort of drilled in as part of the routine. So I'm not sure about the asking. Andrea Nair, who's also a parenting expert, says the reason why parents are doing this, though, is that we're trying to hit this certain emotional level with our kids that we maybe didn't have with our parents. So we're trying to be a little bit more equitable. We're trying to give them a voice. I don't know if it's necessarily giving us the results that we think we want to get.
Well, it sounds like we're trying to be their friends.
Kind of.
And we're not really.
I'm not their friend 100%. I'm sorry. I'm their parent first and foremost. There are rules that have to be followed. There's some negotiations, but when you ask my kids, they say she's strict, but she's fun.
Right.
So you see that.
That's a good strict but fun.
That's how we parent.
Strict but fun.
I actually asked my kids what my parenting style was, and they all said that. She's strict,
and you
but
value their opinion.
And you know what's really interesting is when I read the article, I mean, it's interesting. I was saying to Donna, our producer, I said, you know, my doctorate dissertation was on overindulgence on teenagers. So I could talk about this for a long time. And the 3 drivers that I found that with why parents overindulge and why do we give our power to our children was fear, guilt, and exhaustion.
And why didn't our parents do that?
They were exhausted. They were exhausted.
Guilty, though. They didn't.
But you know, it's also interesting, and this is kind of my caution, I think. If you actually look and you actually study all the different patterns of different parenting, we go from this authoritative, I'm the parent, you're the child, you're going to do it as I say, and kind of like the fear factor. But then we go to this other extreme where like we're asking our kids to do everything, and I feel like we can be authoritative and have that role while still asking our kids for questions, things that are like not a big deal.
Right.
Right. But definitely as a culture, I think for sure we have given our power to our kids in a really unhealthy way. So I think the article raises some really, really great food for thought for parents.
One of the best things that came out of it was that he says the biggest things we should be teaching our kids are humility, conscientiousness, and sort of letting them be taken care of by other authority figures that are not you. Get the grandparents in there. Make it a village so that they understand a community feel. Anyways, thanks for your comments on that. I love this article.